All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
Hello, welcome to this weekend's NASCAR Quick Hit here at SHIPIT Nation. I am Eric, also known as TheGame on Discord, and tonight we will be discussing the South Point Hotel and Casino 400 taking place in Sin City, Las Vegas Motor Speedway. But of course, before we go ahead and break down that South Point Casino 400 taking place at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, let me, of course, mention us here at ShipItNation.com, your one-stop shop for all things DFS, slate plans, projections, ownerships, core report, the Stone, which I'll be showing here shortly, an amazing Discord community, not to mention partnered with the best optimizer in the game today, which is SaberSim. You owe it to yourself if you have not already given ShipItNation.com a try. ShipItNation.com, 5 days for $19 using code SHIP19. So, if you haven't used or given us a shot already, now is the perfect time. ShipItNation.com, 5 days for $19, code SHIP19. All right, let me go ahead and get this tab shared. Look at me go. It's like I'm an expert at this. Oh, where's my notes here? If I was an expert, I would have my notes up quickly. All right. We are on the last legs of the NASCAR season, and this is the last intermediate track of the year. Las Vegas is a 1.5-mile intermediate track, and this weekend we have roughly 186.9 Dominator points up for grabs, and we will want to target those points. I am planning on using between 1 and 2 Dominators per lineup, with probably a heavy focus on 2, because we have almost all of our potential Dominators starting within the top 10. But first and foremost, let me go grab for my water, which is not here. All right, let's go ahead then and discuss practice. Group 1 saw Ross Chastain being the fastest in Group 1, which made him the 8th fastest overall. Chastain did indeed scrub the wall late in practice. However, I am not anticipating that causing Ross any issues, as he did manage a qualifying run and a good one at that. He qualified, 15th? So I don't anticipate any issues coming up from Ross from that little scrub of the wall. Carson Hostevar was also fast in Group 1. He was very happy with how his car felt. Zane Smith also showed good long run speed in Group 1. In fact, his 10-lap average was the 4th best in Group 1. So if you're looking for some Group 1 potential sleepers, Zane Smith. Also a sleeper, while I'm a little bit sleepy, would be Noah Gragson. Noah has been dog water quite literally all season. However, he does appear to have good long run speed. He is, first off, one of the few Group A cars to actually run 30 laps in practice, and he was the fastest in Group 1 for 30 lap averages, and he was the 5th fastest overall. So you are looking for long run speed at Las Vegas, and it appears that Noah Gragson has it. Another potential Group 1 sleeper. Noah Gragson and Zane Smith could be the cheapies you need on Sunday. Group 2, which is where all the killers are, saw William Byron set an absolute blazing pace, and he had the best 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30 lap averages. Willie B was on fire in practice. Didn't get that great of a qualifying run. I mean, he qualified 5th, but for being that fast in every aspect of practice. but Willie B and team just might be the team to beat on Sunday. Joe Gibbs Racing as a whole looked fantastic in practice. Denny Chase and Christopher Bell all had fantastic practices, with Christopher Bell and Chase Briscoe being the second and third best in the 30 lap averages. And Ty Gibbs, no slouch either. He was not as fast as his teammates, but he was still fairly fast for his price tag. So love all of Joe Gibbs Racing on Sunday. Kyle Larson was loose in practice and came in fairly early for some adjustments. Larson did not run a 20, 25, or 30 consecutive laps in practice. That doesn't really scare me off of him. It's Larson. We know how he is at mile and a halfs. It's crunch time. It's the end of the season. Um, he hasn't been as dominant as years before, but we all know he can do it at any given Sunday. And last but not least, the 23-11 duo of Tyler Reddick and Bubba Wallace, both fast in practice. They're both always fast on mile and a half intermediates, and they did not show any off speed during practice. In fact, they both even qualified seventh and eighth. So, um, for the most part, if we don't really have any surprises up front, um, truthfully, the biggest surprise up front, so to speak, might be SVG in 13th. Other than that, it's pretty much the usual suspects. So, um, we know who's fast at these mile and a half tracks. We've been we're how many races into the season? 30 some. So yeah, right now it's the usual suspects, and we can really rely on the power ranking data. Now let's go ahead and do a very quick run through of the starting lineup, because I feel like I pretty much touched on everything I wanted to touch on, discussing practice. And like I said, the power rankings, as the season progresses, the power rankings are fantastic, truly all season long. But as they really progress throughout the season, you really can use them to see what drivers are good at what tracks and what track type ranks. And as you could tell, most of our heavy hitters are up front. Denny Hamlin on the pole, Chase Briscoe starting second. Chase Briscoe has a track rank of F. That's not surprising, as he was in the majority of his career in dog crap cars. That is no longer. He has been a surprise all season. He is in the playoffs, and he is a championship threat. So I'm sure if you're watching this video, you probably wouldn't sleep on Chase Briscoe anyway, but I'm going to reiterate it again. Don't sleep on Chase Briscoe. He is super cheap compared to Denny and Chris Bell, and we know he can dominate. So don't sleep on Chase Briscoe. Christopher Bell, he's awesome at every single mile and a half racetrack. Chase Elliott is kind of a surprise to me, um, including his plus 1200 and his D track rank, but he's in the playoffs, so all all hands on deck. Willie B, as mentioned, was so fast during practice. Larson was loose, but he still managed to put down a heater of a lap, so it would not surprise me to see him lead and dominate on Sunday. The 23-11 duo of Bubba and Tyler starting 7th and 8th. Our first Ford starting in 9th is Joey Logano, who is in the playoffs. And truthfully, in my opinion, Ford has been the weakest manufacturer on mile and a halfs this season. I would need to go back and look at the actual stats and win losses and stuff like that. But I was kind of surprised to see him manage to put up such a fast lap when he wasn't that fast in practice. So um, he should be in your player pool because he is in the playoffs, and we know what kind of tricks the Team Penske team can do. I really don't expect him to dominate, though, on Sunday. Ty Gibbs, I touched on already. Christopher Buescher, he's always a threat. He's fairly price friendly at 8,500. Nothing really crazy to write home about as far as him goes. Alex Bowman, he's great here as far as power rankings go, but he's boomer bust. He's starting 12th, so I'll probably take a chance on him, but I kind of wouldn't be surprised if it blew up. SVG starting at 13th. I'll take a chance on SVG. Everybody is going to be playing the usual suspects, and this will be the second time SVG is seeing Vegas, and he did perform well a few weeks ago on an oval track. I forget where he did very well that he surprised a bunch of people. So I'll take a shot on SVG. Do I think he's going to win? Absolutely not. Do I think he'll lead laps? Probably not. Could he potentially stay in between that 13th and 20th all day and get you some decent points at crazy low ownerships? Absolutely. Ryan Blaney, I have no problem taking a shot on him, although he was not that great in practice, and I really don't love Fords a mile and a half. Ross Chastain, he was great in practice, as mentioned. I just wish he had a championship he was fighting for. But maybe now will be real balls to the wall because he doesn't have to points race. I don't know. Ryan Preece, I love Ryan Preece all season long. No different today. So cheap, 6,900. Probably will not lose a lap in the stage one. So love me some Ryan Preece. Suarez, it's probably a no for me, dog. Michael McDowell, probably a no for me, dog. Eric Jones, I'll take a shot on. Legacy Motor Club, think, in my opinion, has been doing quite well for them recently. And I think my new model for them is if they qualify up towards the front half of the field to take a shot. Eric Jones did, so I will take that shot. The Dinger, probably no for me. Cole Custer, it's definitely a no for me. Carson Hocevar, yep. Zane Smith, yup. Ricky Stenhouse, nope. Austin Dillon, nope. John Hunter Nemechek. I will take a shot on John Hunter because I'm taking a shot on Eric Jones. I wish John Hunter was qualified up near Eric Jones, but I'll take the shot with a 26th place John Hunter. Justin Haley, no. I kind of don't think he's going to be in that ride next year. Noah Gregson, as mentioned earlier, we'll take a shot on him. Josh Berry, he won here, right? Is this where he won earlier in the season? Hold on. Josh Berry, 2025 Cup victory. Yes. Hey, look. Wait, no. Josh Berry scores first Crew Cup win at Las Vegas. Look at me go. It's been a long week, folks. Berry won this race back in March? March 16th on Austin 316 day. That feels like forever ago. Should you take a chance because he's already proven he can do it? Sure. Do I think he's going to do it again, especially in playoff time? No. Todd Gilliland, I'm normally a card-carrying member of the Gilly Gang. Not this weekend. He seems slow. Austin Cindric, I'll take a shot. During practice, it seemed like the Cindric team and the Logano team were working hand in hand to try to improve both cars. So I will take a shot on Cindric. I wish he was cheaper, but I'll take a shot. Kyle Busch, I'm going to tell you right now, he is projecting well. I am in no way taking a shot on him. He has good track history here, but his season is the no good, bad, terrible, dreadful, awful season. And I'm not riding that bus anymore. And now watch, he wins tomorrow. Riley Herbst, he's trash. No. Brad K, he's going to get a ton of ownership. Probably a cash lock, so to speak, because he's probably the one that's starting the deepest, who's the safest. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm personally going to be playing him just because he hasn't really busted for us much this season, right? So I don't think I'm going to be on Brad. Ty Dillon, no. He would probably be, if you don't want to play Brad and you want to play someone starting super deep, Ty Dillon would probably be the last one I would consider, but it's still hard for me to pull the trigger. And then Cody Ware, JJ Ailey, and Catherine Legg round out the field, and those all three are no's for me, dog. So that's it. That's the starting lineup rundown. That's the practice rundown. I have projections already finished. They're just not on the sheet. I will do ownership in the morning when the odds are fully updated. Right now, you're not seeing fully updated odds. And then I will color code the stone and finish the slate plan and stuff like that. I'm going to have a very hard time picking out the top Dominator plays, because really, I was going to talk this out out loud with the group and who's watching here. Anybody in the top 8? Yeah, top 8 could dominate. Denny could dominate. Chase Briscoe could dominate. Seabell could dominate. Chase Elliott, he could. Do I think he will? No, but he could. Willie B could. Larson could. Bubba could. And Reddick could. You literally have 8 potential dominators starting in the top 8 spots. Yeah, that's going to be fun ranking those plays. So, all right, I'm going to be done talking to myself here and watch the end of the sprint car race that's coming up and then get back to work on this. So, as always, thanks for listening and watching. And as always, if there's any drivers that go to the rear, I'll make sure to alert Discord. And as always, let's ship it.